Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Little two, little three, little squirrels, 4 little 5 little 6 little squirrels, 7 little 8 little 9 little squirrels, 30 little squirrel nuts. Little 2, little 3 little squirrels, 4 little 5 little 6 little squirrels, 7 little 8 little 9 little squirrels, 30 little squirrel nuts.
Well, hello there. Ooh, Ron, your mic's a little sensitive tonight, buddy.
It's showing its feminine side.
Oh, dude, it's. Yeah, I almost had to take off my earphones.
So sensitive.
That is a great shirt.
You like my shirt?
I love your shirt.
I've just got a flamingo on.
Oh, flamingos make me happy too. I just got a Christmas flamingo bag, and I was so happy.
It's a running man with a flamingo. So anybody that's never seen this show, welcome to 30 Squirrel Nuts, where we get a talk for 30 minutes. We have no idea when the timer's going to go off because we never hear the timer. It just magically ends the show. So no matter what we do, we never really know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fine.
We love you, Mariah.
On a show.
We will kidnap you at one point and borrow your time on a show.
Yeah, exactly.
Of your own volition, of course.
So the way that this usually operates is we start talking about whatever. But I think everybody knows what's been going on. And you know what? I have found out some cool little tools dealing with the, whole situation with the snow people of us. Did you know that it's ogo.com. It's OHGO is a really awesome link, and it'll actually show you a lot of information if you're traveling. It breaks down the areas that ODOT kind of covers. Did you also know that the ODOT snow trucks here in Ohio are actually manufactured by people in prison, in the Chillicothe prison? I did not know that until this year. And you know what? I'm going to say they do some fine work on those trucks because so far it's been moving the snow pretty well. But tonight we're going to talk about whatever we want, but everybody's thinking about the snow. And here in our area, it could be anywhere from 8 to I seen 12 plus inches. So we'll
Nobody
have to figure out.
knows.
Yeah.
Nobody
No
knows what's
one
going to happen until it
knows.
actually happens. They
Exactly.
keep changing it by the hour. The report just it keeps getting inflated and inflated and inflated. Nobody really knows for certain, and I don't think it's going to be as bad as people are making it out to be. They're talking about it being another snowmageddon or snowpocalypse, and I'm like,
So, Ron, what happens if we get 12 inches of snow? What will happen?
the ski industry will have a boom. That's what
Okay,
people will go skiing.
what will you do?
Ride my bike into work like I always do.
Oh well, there you go. I didn't know you worked on Sundays, but there you go.
Well, I don't. We do. We are pre-approved to telework on Monday if the weather is bad. So I may get that day to work from home, but Tuesday I'll be right back to work in the office. So.
You know what? Monday, I guarantee I'm going to be at work. I'll fire up one of the 321s and I'll start taking all the snow and putting in big piles over and over and over because there's a good chance that I'll be the first one into work. I might be one of the limited people getting there because honestly, you know, our company's kind of laid back when it comes down to this because safety is key factor to us. And if we cannot make it safe for us, we cannot save or we cannot take care of our wonderful customers very well. So, but the kicker is
but not as many people are supposed to work as you are.
You're right. You're right. I mean, I'm only what, 2 blocks away?
Yeah, that's walking distance. And
You're right. But I am glad that I am one of the key people that gets to go in there and actually work with all the equipment to be able to move the snow and start cutting pathways for what we have at our facilities. But I will tell you that I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. It's not playing the guessing game of who's going to get what, who's this and that. I've already played the guessing game. And honestly, on Monday, I called my friend and told her I was pretty sure the way that everything was transitioning, this and that. I said, I almost see it being a foot of snow. By that point, where we were located on the map, the foot was down in Kentucky, but it was showing slight sliding up. And it was awesome because everything throughout the week is gone up. This storm all over the United States, no one knows exactly what they're going to get, but I will tell you, it will be terrorizing people down in Friday's area too, because you guys get in the northern part of Texas, ice. I'd rather have the snow than the ice.
Everybody will get
right
something.
now, there's rain.
Right.
Everybody will get something. It's just a matter of how much something everybody gets.
You're
people will get hit worse, and some people won't get hit as bad. I'm thinking here it won't be any worse than any of the other snowstorms that we've had in the past years. So I survived them.
Hey,
knock on wood. I don't want to feel like I'm tempting fate over here by talking shit, but I would like to rely on the faith of past experiences and be optimistic that I don't think this will be any worse than any of the other ones.
Well, the one thing I've always said is, won't you guys always look at the worst projection and start preparing for that? And when it comes by as a breeze, you go, well, that was nice.
Yeah.
No one wants the worst to happen, but it's a possibility. So just take it and look at all the things that I've posted, a lot of things on things to think about, things that you should really do and gear up, because honestly, I don't know what's coming. I know it's going to hit us totally different in a different way. You, Ron, are only like a hour and 30 minutes away from me, but it's going to hit you different than it's going to hit me.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how Dell and Ratatosker is going to have to deal with their situation. I don't even know what you're looking at.
Well, Ratatosker probably wants the worst because he's a chaos squirrel. And
no, he
that would
just wants
be
to
in line
drink his
with,
way. He wants to drink his way through it.
He'll drink his way through it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're at. I bought a weighted blanket and I just got 19 hours of sleep.
So she's going to have insomnia through the rest of the storm.
Yeah, but it's 0/-1 here right now with the feels like of -17.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's I actually have my furnace on. It's only set to like 60, but it's still, I did have to have my furnace on overnight, which is not normal for me. And I woke up, got online, my internet dropped immediately. So I've been working, and I'm running really slow here. It took me a while to join you guys.
All right.
But it's just really goddamn cold here. That's what we have going on.
Yeah, man, everybody is showing different parts, and like what I said, you could be an hour and a half away, and the situations are going to be so much different. I mean, all through the week, I have been traveling down to Cincinnati twice a day, and then once, and today is the first time that I did not go down to Cincinnati, which is fine with me because I didn't want to deal with all the traffic. But it made me start thinking a little bit on what I'm looking around right now is probably going to be snow covered. And if we get the least amount, which their prediction was 8 inches, man, that's a lot of snow in a lot of places that we're going to have to chuck it. And I asked a guy, hey, you do snow? And he goes, yeah. I said, where do you go with it? And he said, retention ponds. If we can get a contract to take it, stick it in a dump truck, bring it to a retention pond, let it melt. Worst case scenario, we'll take it, put it in a dump truck, and take it out to one of our fields that we own, and it'll just melt slowly. But sometimes all that stuff is really excellent for the growth of the crops. Get a really good deep amount of water that will slowly trickle through the ground. I mean, we've had droughts here all year. Last 2 years have been major droughts. I can only imagine what you guys have been having too.
That makes me wonder, though, if it's snow that people have been salting over, isn't that pretty bad for the crops to have salt dropped on their land?
Yes and no,
I mean,
kind of. So salt is one of those things that it's a thing that ground needs, and in fact, a lot of fertilizers have a major salt content to it, a sodium. That way, it can go in the ground. I mean, sulfur pollution was a major thing that all these snowstorms were able to grab and bring down to the ground. And now that all the air's cleaned up, we actually have to add a lot of sulfur into the ground just to get the crops to get that extra boost that we were naturally doing. Steam locomotives, oh yeah. Nowadays, that just doesn't happen. So everybody's like, okay, well, I need to add this stuff. So if your ground is needing salt, this is a really wild way of getting it. But the salt content in it versus the snow, it is very, 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 very light.
Okay.
So my phone says that it's 6 degrees. Feels like 8 degrees. I don't know. That's kind of blurry, but there you go. 6 degrees. It feels like -8 degrees. And I'm like, why don't you just say it's -8 degrees then? What is this feels like stuff? It feels like -8 degrees, and just say it's -8 degrees. Don't say it's 6 degrees. It feels like -8. I mean,
Because you have a true you have a true temperature, and then you have the temperature.
Nobody cares what the true temperature is. Everybody only cares what it feels like. It feels like -8, so it is -8.
If you're standing out in a burst of wind versus not.
Well, in my work life, I need to know the feel like versus the negative, or the actual temperature, because the only things that are really affected by the airflow and the feels like temperature is things that are living. The liquid in a tank, if it is 32 degrees and it's been sitting at 32 degrees, that wind is going to have no effect on it. So it isn't going to feel like -6. It's going to feel like that temperature. So, I mean, yes, to you, it might not be important, but to me, in the things I do, that's a very important thing.
Yeah,
So like water in the pipes for buildings and stuff too. Like if you're going to have things trickling or not.
Yep. Absolutely. That feels like and is not going to affect those pipes. But the actual temperature will. So if it feels like it's negative, but it's still where them pipes ain't going to bust. Now, once that actual temperature gets low enough, yeah, that's a major factor. Now, if you have a feels like in your house versus the actual, you ain't got a roof.
You ain't got insulation. That's what it is.
You ain't got nothing. So you were living underneath a pine tree.
I lived in a house like
how
that
you
once.
doing, buddy?
Sadly, we have a lot of people here in Lincoln that are. We don't have enough shelter for all of the homeless people we have, so we have a lot of camps that are out, and that's really rough on them because they're camping down. Like they have to be away from, so they don't get arrested. They have to set up these campgrounds that are like off in fields somewhere. And early in the year, we've already had people pass away underneath overpasses due to temperature things and stuff. And so right now we have a lot of people that are stuck outdoors living in canvas tents.
Yep.
Or nylon tents. And it's like hoping that they make it. And that's terrible it sounds, but we need more resources for things like that. Warming stations, I guess, and such.
So everybody should know my heart is such a big thing. Okay? Everybody that knows me and knows me on this network and all these shows should know that my heart is huge. Okay? It's not a medical condition, but it's huge.
Are you the Grinch?
No. I could be. Anyway,
you got the beard for it.
I know, right? I should make it all glittery. I will take this to the who's and the who don'ts. Anyway, so one of the biggest things I will say is I am a firm believer in helping somebody. But after the first couple of times of me helping you, you got to show me that you want help and you're willing to help yourself. I cannot help the ones that can't help themselves. There's a difference, and I'll say this. There's a difference between can't help themselves and won't help themselves. And that's a big factor, okay? I if you won't help yourself, I have to draw a line. If you can't help yourself and you're in a circumstance you need a lot of help, okay, we need to get you where you can start helping yourself. But I totally agree. We have a homeless problem here in my neck of the woods. If you don't have a homeless problem, we would like to know how you fixed it and how we could go ahead and fix half of the problems that we have. But that is one of the things. We're the same way. We're looking at people. We don't know what's going on today. I got a phone call. Hey, people are getting out of hospital. They need a place to go. They're homeless. Any suggestions? I know I can't do it here, but maybe these people can. And that's the thing. Your area has to have a structure thing. But there again, you have to have the people want to help themselves. I mean, if you don't want to help yourself, it makes it really hard for you to get a lot of help. Um, Also, have a positive attitude no matter what the circumstance is. I know it might not be the best circumstance, but if you're needing help and you're wanting help, having a better attitude about, hey, can you please help me? Versus,
Jenny just disappeared. She's a ghost in the graveyard now.
I can see your eyeballs.
But floating eyes, nothing else.
Like I said, something about me going down to Cincinnati. I would love to help everybody down in Cincinnati that I see. But the question is, as you are sitting on that milk carton with a sign that says, and it's a freshly made sign, by the way, that says that you are homeless. Are you really homeless? I don't feel like being a stalker to find,
sneakers.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So the question is, are you really homeless? Are you faking it? Are you needing help? What kind of help are you needing? And the first things that you can do is actually go into a place and say, hey, this is my circumstance. I need help. Most of the people that are homeless are ashamed to admit that they are that low. And this is a whole thing. I'd love to fix everything, but mental health is one of the key factors to homelessness, or kindness. And this is weird because a whole bunch of homeless people are so kind to each other that they start getting out of the homelessness and they don't want to leave the kind people. So they stay in this
cycle.
Whole situation. I mean, right now, I know people that are cold and they're hungry. So they'll go into a place and they will steal something and make it very visible that they stole it. That way they get picked up and stuck in jail. That does not help the cycle break.
I also know that some of them are very vicious with each other, and there are things like there's very limited shelter space at our main homeless shelter here in town. And if you are caught there with any sort of drugs or alcohol, you're put on a banned list for like forever, pretty much. And there are people who will go and like go in and get people kicked out on purpose by like stuffing something into their luggage and being like, hey, that guy's got stuff. And they're like, what? Go for it. Look through my what's this? So I know people who've been banned because somebody else has set them up and gotten them kicked out of some of the best situations they could have. And that's terrible. But there's a lot of the tweaker community. I don't want to say that the homeless community is full of tweakers. I do want to say that the tweaker community is full of homeless people because they can't maintain
well put.
Yeah, it's so and I've dealt with them in my apartment and nearly lost the place because of them. So that's something that we have some girl that's going up and down who's been coming in and out here, and I've had to threaten the police on her because she's like banging on doors at 3 a.m. And this was before this cold front set in. Just tweaking out, and and it's not going to get any better for the next few days. I expect as we aren't a secure building, there will be people in and out, and if they're causing problems, the landlord has said, please call the police. I don't want people destroying my building and causing uncomfortability with the neighbors because they're trying to break into apartments to stay. So it's an unfortunate cycle.
And it's a really bad situation. A lot of people have to deal with it, and they never want to deal with it. There's people, and I can't look at a single person and say, oh, well, this circumstance, absolutely, you did all this. I can't. There's things that has happened. There's actually a guy, I was told this story a while back. There's a guy in New York that is really, really well taken care of now. I don't want to call him rich because, you know, I don't know what the financial definition of that is. But he goes into New York and brings 6 or 7 sleeping bags, tents, and he'll find 7 people that look like they're ready to make the change and do something. And what he'll do is he'll give them an envelope, give them the sleeping bag, give them a tent, and tell them that they want more. They have to go to this location. They got to find their way to that location, and he'll give them everything to get them set up. So they go and they make this journey, and he has gotten these people to get out of homelessness the same way he did. Because there was an old guy that came up to him and said, I want to help you, and I don't know if this is the way to keep you here. It seems like everything that is homelessness is created here, so I got to get you away from here. So what he did was he actually handed this guy money. He handed him this and that. I mean, they have every opportunity to sell their things and then go ahead. Yeah, hopefully we stay warm. We don't know. We'll find out. But someone gave him the opportunity. He does this for like 7 people, and he found out there's a lot of people that will take the items, sell the items, take the money, and they will go and stay in a hotel for a while, and then they go right back into where they were. But the ones that have absolutely came out of this situation, he gives them a place to stay. He gives them a place to work. He starts working them back to where they need to be. And some of them have just went and said, okay, this is awesome. And they've created new lives. But 3 of them work underneath him in this wonderful company that he works for. And I thought that was like one of the best stories that I've ever been told. But, you know.
Paul, do you remember the story of Ted Williams, the man with the golden voice? You familiar with that?
I've heard Ted Williams, but I can't tell you what it was.
Ted Williams was...
Yes. I do remember this.
Ted Williams was a homeless person here in Columbus and had this immaculate radio voice. They called him the man with the golden voice. So somebody picked him up and gave him a chance, and they gave him a job working at one of the local radio stations. Yep. And he started making a lot of money, started doing really well for himself, and got out of the whole homeless situation. But he's a drug addict, and, you know, crack and fentanyl and all that stuff. And he kept relapsing, and he went into rehab, and then he left rehab early and still went back to the drugs and all of that. And it's like he's had this constant struggle between, you know, he's got this voice and people bend over backwards and get him to work for him, you know, because of his voice, and give him all these jobs and gigs and everything. But then he ends up blowing it all on drugs and, you know, being homeless and all of that. So he's still around. I mean, we don't really hear much about him anymore, but he's still around. I guess he's still in Columbus. I don't know. I haven't heard that much about him. As far as I know, he's still basically working gigs, doing voice acting and stuff like that. So still struggling with the addictions. But, you know, what you were talking about just kind of made me think about that. Because I remember seeing him on the news when they were interviewing him and all that.
Your hardest time that you live is going to be that time that you have the opportunity to make yourself better. Absolutely. Every single day, take the opportunity, find something, make yourself better, and say, I set this as my goal. Let me pass my goal. You're going to fail 100% if you don't try. But you're not going to fail. You're going to have a setback if you don't meet that goal. So then you keep on going on and on. Always push yourself. Don't give up on yourself.
Well, it's like the old joke, you know, how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? Only one, but the light bulb has to want to change.
Oh, geez.
I like that one. That's
it's
a really
messed up, though.
It's like an inspiring bad joke.
Yeah. I feel like this is a dad joke, but
I mean,
it's
it's
inspiring.
true. We can give you all the help in the world, but like you said, if you're not wanting to change,
Right,
then all the help we give you is not going to make a damn bit of difference.
Right. So, just always just absolutely take the opportunity, set a goal, look at the goal and say, you know what? I'm going to go for this. And when you don't meet the goal, remember, it's not a failure. It's a setback. It's only a failure when you give up. And that came from Thomas Edison, the person that invented over 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb and only one way to make a light bulb work.
He and with Benjamin Franklin that invented electricity, right?
Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla.
Dude, I think Tesla had a great idea for free electricity, but
man, Tesla did not get his due because of Edison, putting him down every chance that he got, and basically backstabbing him. And
you thought Edison, that was a contract? It was a joke. I was kidding. I totally am not paying you that. Literally,
Edison was ruled by money, and he saw the genius in Tesla's work, and he wanted to capitalize on it himself. And because they were at opposite ends of the electrical current, so to speak.
Literally.
Literally.
DC.
Exactly. Since they were opposite ends, and Edison knew that Tesla was onto something. But if Tesla was onto something and he wanted to give it away for free, that meant Edison wasn't going to make any money at it. So he did everything in his ability to discredit Tesla. And I think people are just now realizing that, because Tesla's ideas were the basis for how we have Wi-Fi now.
Well, I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Thomas Edison failing at something because he gave up, we would not have the tattoo gun the way it is now. Thanks, Thomas Edison, for making something. And thank you for Irishmen getting off of a boat and saying, I think I can make that better.
Oh, thank you.
There's a book on Audible. Oh, I can't remember the name of the author. The book is called Where in the World is Nikola Tesla? Or something like that. I'd have to go back to my Audible library and look it up. But
Jenny looks like she's zommed out.
It is absolutely hilarious. If you get a chance to listen to it or read the book, it is absolutely hilarious, because it's time travel, it's dimension hopping, and it all centers around Tesla.
Is it Where in the Hell is Tesla?
Yeah, Where in the Hell is Tesla? That's
okay. That would be Where in the Hell is Tesla? ? A novel by Rob Dirks.
That's it. I listened to it.
Jenny looked like she was zommed out so bad.
Probably good 10 years ago when I first listened to that book, but I still remember it. It was hilarious.
I have Nikola Tesla featured in some of my writings and stuff. He accidentally destroys the world in one thing, because his machine, his earthquake machine, that they said, like, if it would have kept going, it could have cracked the earth, but it broke down itself. Like, it started a vibrating thing and it was like breaking a building. But in the thing about Tesla that's fascinating is he kept everything in his head. Mm-hmm. He was able to keep everything in his head. And
way to leave him on a cliffhanger.